Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my actions. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look.
The city eyes, it's time to Bogart. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I did it, nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, up some solid circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried. I got rank for it, I got real soldiers kill for me, nigga. Watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dog. Try to blow these chimney sweets. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine then. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried. I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line into a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Air Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He's nice, but he don't show the skills how I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, back and still. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got Ray for real.
Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK. Under Commander General Yohana started out at 1 West 121st Street, Harlem, New York. In 1969, this is the ISUPK, Nashville, Wednesday night law class, and I am precinct officer Zabak Yasharala. Here in the ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana, we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group that is on the face of this earth. For we are the ISUPK, home of the truth. We're not affiliated with Islam. We're not affiliated with Egyptology, Scientology. We're not affiliated with these little bootleg little religion groups, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists. I mean, if it's not of the ISUPK, it's not of the truth. I mean, by now, if you're on a phone or you know somebody with a phone, laptop, computer, things of that nature, man, I know you done seen this truth that done been pushed and it's keep going and it's keep going, and it is truth, and it's been the truth since 1969 that has came about by ways of the ISUPK by ordinance of the Most High God. But the truth has always been the truth. The truth has always been the truth. You know, and tonight, my topic, I'll be talking about how man laws are against God's law, against God laws. And give a shout out to everybody that's, tuned into the class. Shalom, Lord of Christ, and the water for tuning in. And we're going to rock and roll. Man's law, Salaki. Before I get started, I want to say this. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that you are the true biblical Jews according to God, that you are the God's chosen people, that you are the greatest people that are upon the face of this earth. Hands down. You got something you want to say? Oh, okay. And there ain't nobody like us. Everybody want to be black when it comes to us. Everybody wants to be black when it comes to us. But I'm going to kind of touch on some topics dealing with man's law and how man's law goes against God's law. But man will go back and have you thinking that he is with the Most High. And he is not. He is not, because throughout the week, man will put this in your face. He'll put this in your face and then turn around and hit you with a real concert and say God told him to tell you this. God said this. God said that. And he'll hypnotize you through a concert. He gonna hypnotize you through claiming that he talking in tongue. He gonna hypnotize you with that collection plate. You can't throw that out. He gonna hypnotize you with people running up and down the church aisles, and it'll go right back to Monday, right back to doing what you've been doing. I mean, probably go back to doing what you were doing as soon as you leave out that church building. But man's law would never supersede God's law. Man's law would never, ever, and it never has. Because if you hold on to man's law, if you hold on to a man's law, you will always stay in a state of being you will always stay in a state of being that you'll just be stuck. You'll be in a docile state of being. Shalom, Lord in Christ, Korna. Good to see you, my brother. You'll always be in a state of being that, you know, like, you'll be under this banner. And I have always said this here. I used to say this here before I came into the truth, you know, because it was brought to my attention. A deceived person will never know that they being deceived. That's almost like you watching that like a magic trick, you know. And I'm a firm believer that the hand is quicker than the eye, because if you can't see what my hands is doing, then I can show you an illusion. I can make you think that my hands are really good, that my hands really nice like that, and the whole time it ain't nothing but a trick. That ain't no different than them tricking you with them collection plates. That's all that is a trick. You ain't paying attention, but you done pass a collection plate, whether it came to your left hand or your right hand. You done pass that collection plate probably like about 5 to 10 times, unwillingly knowing. And that's a cold trick. That's a cold hustle. I'm talking about a cold hustle. It's like one of the biggest scams there is. And they will have you thinking that as long as you coming into this building, that you is really serving God. But man will have you thinking that. The only way that you really gonna serve the Most High, the only way that you really gonna keep his law, statutes, and commandments is coming into the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. But we don't force nobody to come in here. We don't. We don't do you like how Christianity will do you. Christianity will bring you into a building and they'll lock the doors on you. They'll tell you they got a goal to meet. It's getting so crazy now. It's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting so crazy now. You don't even know. You don't even know how long you're gonna be in this building. It's getting so crazy now till you second guessing yourself. Man, if I don't have enough money to sit in this building, what's gonna be the outcome? And this is all part of man's plan. The Most High would never do, real priests and prophets of the Most High would never have you second guessing yourself, going into your pockets to whereas you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay and be under a certain scrutiny when it comes down to money, because now you gotta differentiate the difference. I gotta have a certain amount of money to receive his words. Think about that for a second. I gotta have a certain amount of money to receive the words of the Most High. Now it's almost like man, I can't think of the word, but it's almost like strong arm. Just that it ain't done. It's just not. It's not done. It's not done with that. You know, with a burner. It's done through doorknobs. It's done through sit here. We got this quota to meet. But this is man's law. This is man's way of doing it. The Most High never intended that for you. And I'm going to share with you before I end my class of what the Most High has you to do. The Most High ain't going to put no more on you than you can bear. The Most High is not going, the Most High ain't going to do you like that. The Most High is not going to do you like that. He is not. The Most High said in his word that, my laws are not grievous, meaning that they are not hard. Like, man, I'm kind of paraphrasing what I'm about to say. The Most High say, come to me that is of a heavy burden. And I want to say, he say, lay your yoke upon me, and I'll make it that, you good. I'm kind of paraphrasing it. I really don't know that part of scripture word for word. But when you look at man's law, man will make it look like, yo, it's cool to do this here. It's all right to eat shrimps. It's all right to turn up and we got this lobster fest. Now, he put that big word on. Well, it ain't so much as a big word, but you know what I'm saying, like a lobster festival. Like if you look at like say you got like a wine tasting festival. You got like all these different types of wines and this and that and the third, and before it's over, you know, you got some people that's gonna be coming out there a little bit intoxicated. But a festival is like a gathering. People coming together, you know what I'm saying, and you having a good time. So now he makes it look good to eat. He makes it look good to be at a lobster fest and you in the midst of sinning. But you know, it's not nothing wrong coming together, having a festival and you eating, as long as you eating the right thing. As long as you eating the right things. You can have a festival, a lobster fest on Saturday, but now you in church talking about you serving God on Sunday. You see the irony, like it's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy how man's law, he will have you thinking that you can do what he say do and still go and serve God. Most I say you can't serve two masters. You cannot serve two masters. Man makes it look so good to do the things that is of this world till it's unbelievable. And you have some people that have been doing it for so many years till they don't want to give it up. They're going to fight you tooth and nail. They're going to find every excuse not to serve the Most High. They're going to find, listen, they'll start from Big Mama and break it all the way down to the kids. They will start with Big Mama and break it all the way down to the kids. And once you start going in there and you start breaking it down and you start giving them scriptures on what the Most High said, even down from Big Mama to the kids, now they don't want to stand in front of you no more. Now they don't want to hear you. Now they're gonna go back to this. They're gonna hit you with this gonna try to be the last juggler that they hit you with. Man, you used to do that. They're gonna try to hit you with that. They're gonna try to hit you with that instead of saying, you know what? Instead of them having an understanding and seeing that you reading from the Bible, that you is not contesting them, like you is not going back and forth like it's a tug of war match, that you reading scriptures, that you is reading the words of the Most High, instead of them coming to their senses and saying this here because they have a certain type of spirit on them. Instead of them saying this here, yo, you know what? The whole time you was reading, man, you was reading from the Bible. You did not challenge me off of looking at me and how I was carrying myself. Man, you're right, man. God, yeah, I am not serving God. I am not doing the things of God. But people that have been under the demise of this world, listening to man, it's like they're too far gone. They just don't want to let go of the ways of this world. You have to look at it like this right here. That story with when Lot wife Sarah, when they was leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, and the Most High said, you know, just leave, don't even look back. But it was something about, I mean, when you look in the scripture and you see the things that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah is the things that is going on here in America. But for some reason, instead of her being obedient, instead of her saying to herself, you know what? I'm seeing these balls of fire coming down. I'm seeing these houses being burnt. I'm seeing what's going on. And I'm having a chance to be saved by the Most High. Instead of her saying to herself, if I'm going to hold on to what went on here, within my memory, within my mind, and God say, do not look back, because you could have been destroyed. You could have been destroyed. And what she do? It was something that she was holding on to, that she wanted to get that last look. She wanted to get that last look. That ain't no different than somebody still getting high, and they say to themselves, this is my last time getting high. This is my last time getting high. It always be like that. I remember me saying to myself, I'm in the world, I'm hustling. And I said this to myself, yo, this is my last time. I'm not hustling no more after this. I'm gonna make this last run. I'm gonna go to New York. I'm gonna come back down, make this last. When I went up to New York to make the last run, I got warrants on me. Yo, police looking for me. I don't even know it. But it always with that just the last time. Yo, his wife, all she had to do was keep going. She could have just held on. She could have just held on to the memories. But we always fall short. We always sell ourselves short when we talk about, yo, this the last time. But we just want to hold on to this and then the third. We just want to do this here. That ain't no different than you take a man and a woman and they interacting. Both of them married. Yo, this is my last time. This is my last time doing this. And now you done got caught up. Now you done got caught up. Here it is, we going into World War III. World War III is right around the corner. I'm talking about, like, remember when you was young and you was playing tag and you were just a touch away from being it? That's how World War III is. World War III is right around the corner. And you still have people still doing the things that is of man's law. I'm not saying don't to go out here and commit no crimes. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying stuff like this right here. You have to let go. Let go celebrating the man-made holidays. Do what God said do. Listen to the peace and Salaki. I say peace. Listen to the priests and prophets of the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. Ever since I heard General Yohana, I have not heard nothing wrong come out of his mouth. I haven't heard prophecies come out of the general's mouth and has come to pass. And I'm talking about I done seen General Yohana, General Muhammad, them sit down and tell you a prophecy, and it comes to pass. They don't get up there and be telling the truth, yeah, this gonna happen, yeah. Nah, talk calm. They're gonna tell you this, tell you that, and it's gonna come to pass. It is going to come to pass. Man, he would publicize TV. He would make it look so glamorous. He would show you a commercial over and over, programming you. He gonna show you this over and over, programming you. He would make it look so good. But I have then came to the conclusion that God shows the people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we do what we do because we want to be accepted. You want to be accepted. You don't know how to stand up for yourself. You don't know how to say, I'm walking with God now. I'm tired of doing what I was doing. I done heard You hearing the priests and prophets in the ISUPK reading from the Bible. The things that you hear that comes from out of the ISUPK, you have never heard them being spoken in a church. Never. And you never will. So that right there should make you want to go and ask a preacher, like, this is in the Bible. I never heard you touch on that. And he can't sit and say that the church just been built. One thing you got to remember, Big Mama took you in this church now. Big Mama took you in this church. Big Mama done had a Bible so long, like, listen, everything that got tore up but the Bible that Big Mama got. Y'all, I done seen a house catch on fire. Bible sitting on the stand. Bible didn't even burn. Couldn't believe it. Blew me away. I was a young kid. And I just recently seen a house on the news that caught on fire. I want to say last week. Y'all, I'm looking, and it brought me back to when I seen that house on fire when I was a little kid. When I say a little kid, I'm talking like, I think I was like about like 12. 12. I'm still a little kid. Yeah, I'm a little kid, yeah. The people knew these people. These people were well liked in the neighborhood. But the people was going by checking on them, plus they was going by seeing that how this Bible did not get burned. Y'all, when I seen this house last week, the people opened up the Bible. Wasn't a page. It was not a page in this Bible burned. Not a page. Not a page. You have man that have them went against the Most High, have them went against his law till it ain't even funny. I mean, he have done tried to do away with the Most High law, not only his laws, not only his law, statutes, and commandments, but he had to try to do away with his people as well. He had to try to do away with his people as well. And you're not going to do away, just like you're not going to do away with the Most High people, you're not going to do away with his law, statutes, and commandments. You're not. That's ludicrous. That's crazy as all outdoors. It's not going to be done. But it's not hard to keep the Most High laws. It's just that you don't want to keep them. For those that don't. For the people that is outside the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, you know, it's like you're almost like a vagabond through this earth. Your spirit is running rampant. Your spirit is searching for the truth. But your spirit is trying to guide you to the truth. And for all them brothers that had left the ISUPK and went out and started other little knockoff camps and groups, it's not what you thought it was going to be. It's not what you thought it was going to be. And I know they look back and they see Commander General Yohana still standing strong. Still standing strong. And this truth still going strong, and this truth is growing. That's because the Lord established the ISUPK. That is something that they fail to realize. Y'all looking at certain individuals within the ISUPK. You took your focus off the Most High. That ain't no different than Sarah. She took her focus off the Most High. She took her focus off the Most High. I want to sit back and listen to her flesh when flesh, like, telling her, yo, turn around. Get that last look. Come on, man. Come on. It's crazy. It's crazy. But here in the ISUPK, the Commander Junior High, we still fighting this fight. We still gonna push this truth. We do what the Most High say do. We're gonna do Zephaniah 2:1. We're gonna go and gather our peoples. We're gonna push this truth until the sky crack. And there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We're gonna push this truth till the sky crack. We don't care who don't like it. We don't care who don't like it. But I'm gonna jump off into some of this right here. Tell you some things that the Most High say when it's dealing with God's law and dealing with man's law. Because like I say, man's law it's no comparison. Like I say, you have to do, if you could do what's right in the sight of the Most High, if you could keep God's law, you're gonna keep man's law. Real simple. Real simple. Because God's law is going to teach you how to be humble, going to teach you how to be obedient. You will be taught discipline. You're not going to go out here and once you come into this truth, you are a new creature. You're going to renew your mind with this word. You're not going to be what you used to be. Are you going to come into some disagreements with your family? Of course you are. Of course you are. You're going to lose some family members, but guess what? Think about the family that you have within the ISUPK under Commander Junior High. I have so many brothers and sisters in here and I don't want y'all to think I'm being funny what I'm about to say. For my family that don't like for me, and I'm talking about the ones that I grew up in the house with, that don't like for me to be here in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior High, God has replaced them. When I say tenfold. Like, I have brothers and sisters, I'm talking about like me just meeting. We hold conversations like as if I've been knowing them for over like 25, 30 years. And every time we see each other, boom, just continue where we left off from. That's like, I'm sitting up here looking at Kuna. Me and Kuna talk like every time I see that brother. Me and his brother talk, laugh. I'm talking about we might laugh. We'll look at each other, might just have a 5-second laugh before we start talking. But that's just the brotherhood between us. That is just the brotherhood between us. And that brother is the same. But being in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior High, we know what brotherhood is, though. We know what brotherhood is. That's just like sisters that is in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior High. They know what sisterhood is. And it'd be a glorious time when we all get together. It's no ill spill. It's no hard feelings. Ain't nobody looking at nobody funny. Very disciplined, a very disciplined family, a very humble family. We don't bring no shame on the ISUPK under Commander Junior High, none whatsoever. But let me jump off into some things that I'm gonna talk about that's dealing with my topic for tonight. Like when you look at Psalms, Psalms 118. And I'm going to start at verse 8. Is it better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man? So, you know, confidence and trust, same word. Same word. Confident means trust. For our brothers and sisters that are not in the ISUPK, they have them put their trust in man way more than the Most High. And what do I mean by that? Look at how many years that they have done celebrated Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. Look at how they have them places that sell pork. Pork never ran out of business, y'all. Think about that for a second. Let me say this here. It just came to me. Since I've been living, I never heard a recall on pork. If y'all got any comments, put that in the comment if you ever had heard that they did a recall on pork, took pork off the shelf, or took like shrimps and lobster bank and threw them away. I never heard that. And I can't sit here and say that I haven't been to a lot of places, but I have been traveled and been to some places, but I have never heard them saying that, like how they take beef off the shelf. They took pork off the shelf. I never heard that. I never heard you know. But still, yet and all in all, for brothers and sisters, especially God's chosen people that are not in the ISUPK and the Commanding General Honor, they keep pork afloat. I never heard of a place that was going out of business for selling pork. I never heard of that. I never heard of a place that went out of business for selling seafood. I never heard of that. I have always, I never seen, you take like Red Lobster. I never seen Red Lobster run out of business. I never heard of a Red Lobster closing. So people that never really studied the Bible, never really studied them laws in Leviticus chapter 11, you believe in man. You believe in man so much that you keep their business afloat. You keep Red Lobster afloat. You love going in Red Lobster. Like you keep, man, I don't know. I don't really know a place that just sell a lot of pork. Like, okay, barbecue places that sell mainly pork. Like you, like a side dish, a side dish. They might sell like a hamburger. You might get like a single cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, but for the most part, it's all pork. Never seen places like that run out of business. Never heard of it. So when it comes down to putting your trust in man, places like that, yeah, they put their trust in man. And verse 9, is it better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes? Of course they do. Especially when it comes to that so-called white woman. They're going to trust her as just like they trust her husband. Just like they trust her husband. And they will do that. And but once again, we believe in these people. We believe in these people that we will take our last just to go and say that we getting a bite to eat, or however we call it. But we put our trust in these people eating food that is not supposed to be eaten, especially pork. Especially pork. The Most High made that animal not to even be eaten. That animal was supposed to just, what they used to do back in early days of Europe, I want to say, they just used to, like, people used to dump their trash out in the streets, and they used to let pigs go at night just to clean, off the streets. Some people just let them go just to clean off their land. But I haven't seen people, and when I say this here, man, I know some people haven't seen this. I haven't seen family members fight over that little red bucket of chitlins, man. Yeah. I haven't seen people fight over chitlins. Like, yo, and I know I ain't the only one, man. I know I'm not the only one that have seen that, man. I know I'm not the only one. I'm talking about I haven't seen family members fight over pork, man, and I couldn't do nothing but just laugh at that, man, because it's crazy. But being in this truth and you look back on stuff like that, you can't do nothing but laugh. Like, you go in the grocery stores and they be trying to stockpile them buckets up around like certain holidays, especially like Thanksgiving and Christmas. They had them red buckets on display. I'm talking about as soon as you coming by, like they got it right there for the naked eye to see. But if you only have to be a certain age, it's just that you got good memory. You look on that and you be like, man, I remember my cousin there, man, they was fighting over that. That shit is crazy, man. Especially when you know what you know being in this truth. You fighting over an animal that is not even supposed to be eaten. But it's crazy how we, as God's chosen people, especially for the ones that is not in this truth, the makeup of our mentality. The makeup of our mentality that we go hard for that. We'll sit and look for seafood buffets. We'll sit and talk about we having seafood brawls and things of that nature. Like, you have certain people that do like sell certain types of plates. The same seasoning that they put on crabs, crab legs, shrimps, stuff like that. They'll put it on like the little small corn on the cob, and they'll sell plates. But they don't do this like often. They'll come out, get a little connect, man. I done seen people make like anywhere. Talk about like good, hit them for about like $2,500. Hit them for about like $2,500 from like a Friday evening till like Saturday. Just selling little plates like that. And I'll be like, wow. They don't even do it all the time, but when they do, they do. But for our people, man, for the ones that is not in the truth, it's like they have to have that. It's like they have to have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You love the sin. You love the sin. But I'm gonna give you some more on the precepts. I'm gonna go to Jeremiah chapter 17. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. The Most High say, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. So you know what your curse would be? You have a high blood pressure. gout. Like it's man. But you know what's so crazy with that? With you having the high blood pressure, the same so-called white man that got you eating the pork will be the same one that tell you, ask you what your diet consists of, because now you done got of age and your body can't break down the pork the way it's supposed to. So now it's messing with your body. It's messing with your whole body makeup. So now you go to the doctor. So now the same white man that got you eating it look like the same white man that's telling you, listen, cut back. You got high blood pressure. You can't eat this no more. Eat this, eat that. And it's crazy. When all you have to do, but see, this goes back to our black leaders. Our black leaders have done led us astray too. By not telling you the truth. By not telling you what the Most High said. They want to tell you that God loves you. But they ain't telling you everything that God said. And they don't. And they don't. But let me go ahead and read this. It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. Every time that you sitting down and you going to these buffets and you doing these holidays, you doing the thing that is of this world, you departing from the Most High. You're not doing nothing that the Most High say do. You more so doing what man say do. Like I told you, says in the scripture, you cannot serve two masters. You can't serve two masters. So I'm going to give you another precept. I'm going to go to Matthew 15. Matthew 15 in chapter 8. It says, this people draw nigh to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And your heart, when it talks about the heart in the Bible, it talks about your mind. Yeah, you'll sit and jump up in church. You'll do this here. You try to make yourself look good by wearing a fly dress, nice little suit, got the big hat on. You're trying to make yourself look good by giving the biggest donation. You talk about you paying the biggest tithe. You want to see your name in black on white paper with certain numbers that is beside your name. You want to make yourself look good. You're trying to make yourself look good. But your heart is far from the Most High. Because after church, you'll sit back. If it's not on the first Sunday or one of them times that they feeding in the basement, on the days that they do feed at the church, it's pork on the table. It is pork on the table. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's no getting around that. It is pork on the table. So now when you go somewhere after church, guess what you're indulging in? You might go hit up a little seafood spot. You might go do this. You partaking in what is of this world. And you forgetting these scriptures. 1 John 2:15. When the Most High say, love not the world nor the things that is of this world. For if any man love the world, he's an enemy of God. But your pastor know nothing. I have you thinking that Christ died for your sins. That Christ died for your sins. Your sins was washed in the blood. Whatever little crazy stuff. I don't know. I might be putting a little remix on it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I have heard them say this. And that Christ died for your sins. Your sins are forgiven. So the average person hear that unwillingly knowing, they think that, oh, snap, I can go out. What? So now they start looking at the average man. He looking at another man's wife. He hearing that. Oh, man, I'm getting a pass. Remember, come as you are. Come as you are, you're going to leave as you are. But while you in the midst of those people, when you done came as you are, you get to do what you want to do. You're not being taught nothing. And with that being said, you going to act a fool. You're going to act a fool in the midst of this church. Scheming, all kind of thoughts running through your head because your heart has done departed from the Lord. Meaning that your mind is not with the Most High. Because of what you are being taught by our black leaders. And you know what else is crazy? Set aside from the things that you eat, look at the makeup of what is being going on. When you have a man sleeping with other men. You have a man sleeping with other men. And the Christian church has accepted that. The Christian church has helped push that by accepting that. They have. Because the average homosexual, if he calls himself coming out, even if he come out and make it known that he is into that type of lifestyle, you will find him sitting up in a church. You will find him sitting up in a church. And even if they try to put the face, let me say this here. Back when Obama was in office, they try to use his face to push that agenda by saying that they passed a law stating that you can have same-sex marriage here in America. But this the thing. You forgot about God's laws. Once again, our black leaders have done failed God's chosen people. Because in Christianity, these men were accepted. If not in the community, they were accepted in Christianity. So now by you being accepted in Christianity, you is not being frowned upon too tough in the community. You might be frowned upon by dudes that's hustling, dudes that's doing other things. But if you being accepted in Christianity, then they'll look at it like this right here. Well, I guess God do accept it. I guess God is for that. But you do not go and hear the words of the Most High. So now when Christianity hears stuff like this here, when Christianity hear that God is love, everybody like to say that God is love in Christianity until it's time to start doing what God say do. Now that's when you have a problem with the Most High. That's when you have a problem with the Most High. But then they'll tell you in Christianity that the laws are done away with. So now when you look at, and this is another thing. So if the laws are done away with, then you have to stop taking tithes. You have to stop taking tithes. But if the laws are done away with, you're going to have to show where the laws are done away with. You will have to show, set aside from Christ, saying that he didn't do away with it. You will have to show where the Most High said that the laws are done away with. In Christianity, don't y'all like to say that God and Christ is the same person? So if Christ said that laws ain't done away with, come on. But Christianity, y'all have a hidden agenda. So now let's look at Leviticus 18:22. And it talks about, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. You don't read this. Christianity, y'all don't like reading this because y'all want to sit and say that, how y'all say this line right here? The laws are done away with. But nowhere in the Bible will you find that the laws are done away with. Now, it's no way. But they want to sit and tell you, talk about that the laws are done away with, that they under grace. And grace is nothing but like a little time frame. It's like a time period. That's all that is. That is all that is. But I have some more for you, though. I'm going to go to Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. But that word abomination, listen, the word abomination means disgust. Like it's disgusting. The Most High never made man to be with another man. He never did. The Most High never ordained that. But I'm going to shed some light on that, though. I'm going to shed some light on that. That's why it's a difference between a marriage and a wedding. It's two different words. If you ask the average person about a marriage and a wedding, they would tell you that it's the same thing. And it's not spelled the same. That ain't no different if you look at the word F-O-R and F-O-R-E. Both of them sound the same, but they spell different. Two totally different meanings too. The word marriage and wedding are two different things, because when you look at wedding, you're talking about going to the courthouse and you getting this contract. So now when you look at wedding, let's look at wedding for a second. Here in America, today, like you say tomorrow, let me take tomorrow. Two men can go in the courthouse and get this piece of paper under that banner, wedding, and be pronounced that they are together. However they want to say it, however they want to label it, man and man. I don't know what it's called, but I know under that wedding banner that two men can go in the courthouse and get that piece of paper under that banner. And that does not have nothing to do with the Most High. Now, marriage does. Marriage is what according to who? Marriage is sex according to the Most High. And that's a whole nother topic too. But, for time's sake, I can give it to you real quick. Like when you look at Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. That will describe marriage. That ain't no different when you look at Isaac and Rebekah. How during the time when Isaac lost his mother and Rebekah came into the tent, how he took her and made him his wife. Don't let the word took throw you off. He didn't rape her. The word took mean he he did his little thing, That ain't no different when you look at Adam and Eve, like when Adam knew Eve and she had Cain and so forth. I want to say Boaz and Ruth, like he took Ruth, boom, like took, take, knew. That ain't just different words for just having sex, but that's the difference. So now when you look at Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13, verse 13, it say if a man also lied with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So now this right here is referring to like AIDS, because when you take a man and he is sleeping with another man and their blood should be upon them, boom, this is AIDS. But you would not hear this in Christianity, because Christianity would tell you that the laws are done away with. Still yet to this day, they have not proven that. But they will have their congregation thinking that the laws are done away with. And you have people that sit right there under spell, won't read for themselves. They will not read for themselves. So when they hear the priests and prophets of the ISUPK and Commanding General Yohana, they looking at us like, yo, like, but it shouldn't be confusing. because we answer all questions. We take on all questions. So why should this be confusing to you? It shouldn't be. It should not be. Just like how I'm reading from the Bible and I'm telling you what the Most High is saying. I'm not telling you what I'm saying. A man sleeping with another man? Hell yeah, that's wrong. Yes. And they got that so much in the school today till it ain't even funny. They don't even have kids thinking like this no more. Yeah, you could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You could be the best husband that a wife can have. You could be this. Nah. They got these little kids, and they are planting seeds of disgust by telling them that you could be telling a little boy that he could be a little girl, telling a little girl she could be a little boy. And it's crazy. It's insane. Like, yo, come on, man. It is crazy how they do what they do. All right, I'm gonna go to Romans. Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1, I'm going to start at verse 24. It said, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through their lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Who changed the truth? Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Man did. Man did. Man will have you thinking that it's all right to do this, it's all right to do that. And I'm reading out the New Testament. Something that Christianity, they love to use this. Christianity so messed up till they done went and reprinted the New Testament. When I say reprinted, like they just got a book with nothing but just the New Testament. They don't even have nothing dealing with the Old Testament. All right, verse 26. It says, for this cause, God gave them up unto vile affection for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Like the Most High said he knew you in the womb, the Most High knows us. The Most High know what we're going to do before we even do it. The Most High know what you're going to say. Like, when you set out to say a prayer, the Most High already know what you're going to say. I'm not telling nobody not to pray. That's not what I mean when I just made that little statement. But you have some people that'll get in front of other people, and I think that by them saying a prayer for about like 15, 20, 30 minutes, like they really saying something. When the Most High already knew, the Most High already know what you have need of before you even ask him. He already know what you want. Verse 27, and likewise also the men. Let me say this here. When the woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature, the woman changed the natural use of that which is against nature by being a woman with another woman. That's against nature. God did not make no woman to be with another woman. God made the woman for man. Just like God didn't make man for man. Verse 27, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly and receiving in themselves the recompense of that era, which is meat. And it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would never hear this in Christianity. You would never hear this in Christianity. What I just read. How not men supposed to be with men and how women, not supposed to be the woman. But this right here is accepted on damn near all levels. I mean, this right here is accepted on all levels. All right, I got some more. Go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 17. It says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. That's another thing too. How can I say this here? They make being a sodomite, especially you guys chosen people, they make that accepted, but we following behind other cultures because that's a so-called white man culture. When you go back like Roman era, you can even go further back, but that type of lifestyle extends from them. The so-called white woman, she is the first 3 or 4. The first whore, prostitute, however you want to look at it. It all started with them. It all started with them. So now they make it, when you look at God's chosen people, especially for those that are not in the ISUPK, they make it acceptable. And they even have laws that protect them. Like if you're a lesbian or homo, they have laws that will protect you. That's why they make it look good to the naked eye to be in that type of lifestyle. And it is crazy. It is crazy. All right. I'm going to go to Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 29. It say, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness. And how do you, I'm going to say this here. This how, and I'm not picking at no sister when I say this here, but this how you prostitute your daughter to be a whore, by letting her putting on tight clothing. She got on real tight pants, and especially if she have a little figure at a young age, Like it says Ezekiel 16:44, as is the mother, so is the daughter. So if the mother has a nice shape, the daughter gonna fall in that realm. But the mother, you have to set the bar. You got to set the standard. You don't have to set the bar real high. You wearing modest apparel, things that they don't teach you in the Christian church. Because if the mother has on a dress and it's real tight fit and it's showing her curves, showing her body, what a daughter gonna do? Daughter gonna do the same thing. Some mothers, you just don't let your daughters put on certain types of clothing because the certain types of clothing that you let your daughter wear are revealing. That's how you prostitute your child. That's how. But then it seems crazy, like when you let your child walk around like that, and then when the daughter is not around the biological father and she is around the stepfather or some man that the mother brings around the child. 9 times out of 10, behind closed doors, man, that little girl got a story to tell, man. That little girl has a story to tell, because what is she doing? She is mimicking her mother. Her mother walking around with the little so-called boy shorts. Guess what the little girl gonna do? The same thing. So now if he looking at the mother, guess who else he gonna look at? Yes. Yes, he is going to do that. And it is so many cases. I mean, set aside from the cases that have been brought forth through court, think about the cases that, or the times that have not even been spoken of. And the little girl has to wear this, like, but hey, when the mother has not been taught how to properly handle her child, I mean, that's what you get. And I'm not saying that's what you get like in a derogatory way. I'm just saying that's what you get when that happens. When it happens like that. That's what I mean. Y'all, I'm going to give you something about Tyler Perry. When you look at Deuteronomy chapter 22, along with other men, 22 and verse 5, it say, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. So now imagine, oh man, Tyler Perry, especially God's chosen people, for all the men, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men that were in Hollywood and had to put on a dress just to get that, what they call almighty dollar. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how Tyler Perry, especially Tyler Perry, you would put on a dress, then turn around and you had them put your hand on TD Jakes' forehead, talking about you. I don't know what that was. I just look at that like that was something for show, just to get people to go into their pockets. But it's crazy though. It's crazy. Even down to another thing that is widely accepted in America that we put our trust in, especially God's chosen people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, when it comes down to abortions. That's another thing. And once again, when you're looking at, like when it comes to abortions, just like the main topic, Exodus chapter 20, verse 13, thou shalt not kill. But the so-called white man, when you look at Job chapter 9 and verse 24, say the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He will have, you have so many abortion clinics that are so close to black neighborhoods that they make abortion seem like you just going to get a refund on a shirt or something. Like you just going to exchange, like this milk jug is outdated. Can I get another one? I mean, they make it seem like it's nothing wrong with having an abortion. So they would, what's that slogan? My choice, my body, something like that. And it's crazy when our little black sisters are not being educated. Like, you have an unprotected sex for one, because if you knew what marriage is, then you wouldn't be having sex like that. Okay. Now, by you having sex and you don't know what marriage is, So now you're having sex. You wind up pregnant. What's the one thing the average little girl thinks of is having an abortion? So the dude that she done slept with, only thing he doing, he is co-signing. He co-signing that to have an abortion. You won't even give a child a chance. You ain't even thinking about putting a child up for adoption. Only thing you thinking about is getting rid of the baby. And then what's so crazy, what you did the first time, you had sex, you got pregnant, you going back into a repeated cycle. Because now once you done had the abortion, a few weeks later, guess what you're doing? You're right back having sex. So it's saying a repeated cycle. And you ain't even learning nothing from that. So now you take some females, and I haven't seen this. They done had quite a few abortions. So now when it's time and they done got of age, and I don't mean like mid-40s, 50s. I'm talking about like early 30s. Say 30. And now you want to try to have a child, now you can't. Now you can't. God did that to you. And then doctors, they don't even tell you this. They don't even tell you this in abortion clinics. So many abortions, man, it causes cancer. They don't even bring this to your awareness because all of these white people have a hidden agenda. For one, they are wicked as hell. So they're not going to educate you. And they done signed laws now to whereas you can have abortion, like I think like they'll take the baby like in the 9th month. But it's an agenda behind that. Selling body parts. Black market. So when you're dealing with these devils, it's always about money. It is always about money. Always. It is always about money. Like they've never been with us, never been for us, they've never been by us. That's why it is so important that we turn back and serve the Most High. You have to keep his law, statutes, and commandments. You have to listen to the Most High. You was not going to make it on your own. The way you've been living ain't got you nowhere. It just got you in a repeated cycle. You just go on work, go do this here, you go. Like you just been doing what you've been doing. And you've been doing it for so long till you done got comfortable with that. You thinking that your way has been something and you ain't even went nowhere. You have not escalated, elevated, however you want to put it, you ain't went nowhere. You still stuck in the same realm. You look like a dog chasing its tail. You have not went nowhere. But you know, the best proverb for that a person think that they doing something when they not, and they think that they have went somewhere and they haven't. It says, as a dog returns back to his vomit, so a fool will return back to his foolishness. You have not went nowhere. But I'm going to touch on some precepts that's dealing with abortion. When you look at Isaiah 49 and 15. Isaiah 49 and 15, they say, can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. So the Most High ain't gonna forget. Plus, if you a so-called black woman, Hispanic woman, Native American woman, if you are pregnant, that is a blessing from the Most High. That is a blessing from the Most High. I have been around a lot of females that cannot have kids. Cannot. So that is a blessing. But when you look at the makeup of society, when you look at who is running this world, they will have you thinking that, don't have no kids. That's going to mess up your body. That's going to interfere with your future. No, you shouldn't have kids. Like, crazy. And behind closed doors, the so-called white woman, she go to the doctor faithfully to try to have kids. Don't you know for every black woman that passes away, they be trying to take our body parts and put in white women so that these white women can get pregnant. But we want to sit and listen to these people. I don't know why God's chosen people be thinking that these people is so intellectual, that these people, and we don't never do the history. We don't do no type of research. We don't do nothing. And we'll sit and listen to these people like, yo, that these are the ones. And they not. Let me go to Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. Verse 21. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. Hey, it's nothing wrong with listening to the Most High. Like, you should fact check what is going on. You sitting up in the church and I'm going to say this here. If you sitting up in the church and the preacher is coming through and he bragging, talking about how he his suit's $1,000, his suit's $2,500, his suit's $3,500, his shoes $1,700. He got the newest car for whatever year it is. His house luxurious, and he is the only one in the church that is prospering. He is the only one in the church that has a certain lifestyle and nobody else has. Something ain't right with that. You mean to tell me the Most High want him to win and not y'all? That don't make no sense. You mean to tell me he a man of God and y'all ain't God's children? I done heard Christians say this here so many times that I'm a child of God. So if you a child of God and the preacher winning, why can't you win? Why can't you win? You mean to tell me? Come on. When the preacher, look at how when Christ came through and he was going to the Passover, he was on a donkey. Look how Christ walked everywhere he was walking to. Christ was not a millionaire. Christ came from out the ghetto, out the hood. You mean to tell me Cuffio Dollar better than him? Creflo Dollar to y'all. I call him Cuffio Dollar. You mean to tell me TD Snakes is better than Yahweh Shai? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Y'all forget, TD Snakes just came from one of Diddy parties. No, he did an all-nighter. No, listen. You know, when Diddy seen him come through that door, he turned up. Diddy turned up. That man just ain't go to no. Listen, he heard what goes on in them parties. You mean to tell me he gonna go to one of Diddy parties? It don't add up. You already had Diddy number. You knew how to get in touch with him. You just ain't pop up at one of Diddy parties unwillingly, no. You knew what you knew what it was, and you knew why you went there. So you mean to tell me, these people are better than Christ? But we don't want to question these people. We don't want to look and pay attention to what's going on. We want to turn a deaf ear to when we hear one of the sisters talking about how they went to the secretary of the church and asked could she get some money to pay on a bill, and they told her, we'll pray about it. We're going to get in touch with you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. But I'm gonna give you some of the things that the Most High requires of us. For real. It's crazy how they will handle you in these churches. And you be done went bankrupt messing with these people. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 10. Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. If you get that the Most High said you could be a millionaire out of this, I mean, and this ain't no private interpretation. The Most High say walk in all his ways and to love him and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So I'm going to read verse 13. It says to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. I got one more. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. So nowhere in there that the Most High said that you're supposed to have $3,500 suits on, $1,800 shoes on, hard bottoms. That your house supposed to be a mansion. Christ ain't really had nowhere to lay his head when he was on earth. Christ was pushing this truth. Christ was not worried about having the biggest house, all this money. That was not for Christ. I'm going to go to Psalms 110. All right, Psalms 110 and verse 10. It say, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandment. Do his commandments. His praise endures forever. There's no getting around that. I got one more I'm going to finish with. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 19 and verse 19. It said that the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Hey, there's nothing wrong with serving the Most High. Because once you serve the Most High, you will know how to serve man. But let me not say serve man. You will know how to keep his laws. You will know how to keep man's law because you know how to keep God's law. You won't be doing the things that is of this world. You'll be doing what the Most High say do. And then you'll automate. Like man's law be like second nature. It'll be like second nature. You ain't gonna go out here and steal it. You ain't gonna go out here and kill. But by you participating in high holy days, you ain't gotta worry about holidays. By you eating lawful food, you ain't gotta worry about no pork. Because not only that you know that the pork is unlawful, it's gonna give you high blood pressure, give you gout, it's gonna mess your body up. You ain't gotta worry about shrimps. You don't eat roaches off the on land, so you ain't gotta worry about the roaches in the sea. You don't eat land spiders, so you ain't gotta worry about sea spiders. When it comes down to these king crabs, when it comes down to these lobsters, things of that nature, you don't have to worry about that. Always remember, God's law ain't nothing like it. Y'all looking at somebody that I never thought that I could keep God's law. I never thought. And it wasn't that me being a knucklehead. I just was like, man, I remember one point in time, man, I was like this right here. I said, I ain't ready. Until I read that scripture where it says that your life is that of a vapor. So your life is that of a vapor. And what I mean by that, like if you ever seen somebody smoke a cigarette, look at the smoke. How the smoke will go, and then it'll just stretch out and disappear. That's how your life is. And you ain't got time for the Most High. But then when you get in a bind, you get in a predicament. Oh, now Lord, come on, stop. Most High said, you call on me, but you don't want to do what I say. I kind of paraphrase that. Most High said, you call on me, but you don't want to do what I say. But listen, it's not hard. Promise you it's not hard. It is not hard. It is not hard. And here in the ISUPK and the Commander James Hunt, we make it look so good. We make it look so good. But hey, everybody that tuned into the class, man, I want to thank y'all, man. And my brother Carl Yalla, he gonna be rocking tomorrow, scripture breakdown. And tune into that class, y'all. And once again, I thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight in this love class. And, I'm gonna salute my brothers, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabarakathan. To my sisters, Yahweh Shemor Alathan, Bashem, Yahweh Shah. Stay up, Israel. Stay up. Shalom.